What is up, everybody? I'm going to react to this Paul McCartney composing Get Back from Let It Be recording session in 1969. This was a part of Peter Jackson found like original footage of them recording Get Back, recording Let It Be, and it's on Disney Plus right now. I saw like a lot of it yesterday, and it's a great series. And check out this musical genius from Paul McCartney in 2 minutes. I want to say very little.
Lennon's late again. Between 10 and 11. It's the time. They're going to get rid of him. I'm never late.
That British humor.
You're playing that bass again.
Peter, can we have a Benson echo unit for these microphones, please?
I think we could have better mics.
We could have better mics too.
You know, those big Neumanns.
Yeah, and then we might be able to pick up the cans of dialogue better.
Yeah,
We might, Michael. That's quite
Yeah,
true.
Bill, you can hear it. Wow. Ah, there's Lane. Wow. That's just incredible musical genius from Paul McCartney. Yeah, that song would be credited to Lennon McCartney because he made a deal with John Lennon. Like, all of their songs would be like a Lennon and McCartney song written together. I mean, for the most part, they've written their own songs ever since, like, I think, like, after the first couple albums, like, especially after Rubber Soul, like, you really see, like, the Beatles have, like, very strong and distinct sounds. Like, me, I'm a George Harrison guy, and as you see from the beginning, as Paul McCartney was strumming and stuff, like strumming "Get Back" and stuff, you can hear like he was disinterested in the song, like he wasn't really like feeling the song, or really wasn't really feeling Paul McCartney and stuff. And as you see from I'm not going to spoil the original, but it wasn't Yoko Ono that broke up the Beatles, and then you saw like John Lennon showed up late, so. And you see, like, you already see, like, dissension already having the Beatles. Like, they're ready to leave. They're ready to move on to, like, a separate journey. You know what I'm saying? They're ready to leave the band and move on to a separate journey because they already did what they already did as the Beatles. I mean, they became the most famous band in the world in, like, 4 years. I mean, like, 4 years they became the biggest band in the world from, like, 1960 to, like, when they showed the Ed Sullivan. They were like incredibly huge in the UK. They performed for the Queen. Then they came for the US in like around 1964 after JFK passed away on the Ed Sullivan Show. I mean, I know my Beatles history, and they basically changed the musical landscape. They basically brought the counterculture up into the mainstream. They basically mainstreamed the singer-songwriter. And I mean, as you say, like Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and George Harrison, even Ringo Starr, they're modern. They were like 20th century Mozarts. The Beatles. The thing is, like John Lennon said, the Beatles were bigger than Jesus, and if you see like Beatles clips from the '60s, they were, man, they were like the One Direction of their day. But the thing is, they evolved to be more than like a pop band. You know what I'm saying? Like they have evolved to be more of like just true musicians. Like they're the ones that like bridge. They're like the bridge between rock and roll and rock. Like they added their own like little British folk and musical elements to like African American R&B music, and they'll tell you they're influenced by R&B, jazz, and the blues. And me being a George Harrison guy, like he loves jazz music. I mean, he's very influenced by jazz music. You can tell in some of his single songs. Like, I mean, out of all of the Beatles, George Harrison had my favorite independent output. Like after the Beatles output, because Paul McCartney's songs with Wings is like a bit too commercial. I mean, Paul McCartney is a bit too commercial. Like, I mean, he's a great songwriter and all that, but he's just a bit commercial. Like, George Harrison more free spirit, as well as John Lennon was a bit of a free spirit. But if you watch the first bit of the Disney Plus documentary, he got a bit lazy. He got a bit lazy and then focused on something else. I mean, his mind was not focused on music around this time. As you tell, like him showing up late to the song. But yeah, it wasn't Yoko Ono that broke up the Beatles, from what I learned on this documentary. And I always thought it was creative differences. I see like George Harrison was disinterested with Paul McCartney strumming, and like Ringo was a very underrated member of the band. I mean, because basically he's one of the best drummers ever. Like he can like always keep the time and barely make mistakes like a certain Lars Ulrich did from Metallica. But yeah, I'm bilovating for a bit. I'm really stammering and strumming along, so I better wrap this bad boy up. So, how do you feel about this reaction? Give me a like if you feel this video, a dislike if you don't feel this video, and please subscribe for more reactions or more me going live or me let the salt flow or me doing shorts. Have a good night, y'all. Peace out.